Every night, Harper, Anna's beloved golden retriever, would wag her tail as she came home. Tail a ball of energy ready to settle down. But on a cool fall night, Harper brought someone else with her a stray puppy that looked the same. Anna froze in. Harper couldn't believe what he had found would change everything. The quiet suburban was bathed in the golden hues of sunset. Road, where Anna lives with her dog Harper, a golden retriever. Anna was a freelance artist. She moved to this quiet area a year ago after leaving the chaos of the city, where she was in her early 30s, focused on her cozy little house and Harper, the dog she had taken in from a shelter and had been with her all the time. That night 2 years ago, Anna sat on her porch with a sketchbook. Harper had gone for her normal evening walk, which the dog always looks forward to. She was sipping chamomile tea while the cool breeze rustled the leaves. Anna looked at the time as she walked back home, just in time for dinner after spending time in the nearby park. "Harper's late," she said in a low voice as she stood up to call her. As she opened the front door, she heard the familiar voice. A smile crept across her face as she heard the sound of paws on the dirt. Something strange was going on. Harper wasn't the only one following closer behind her. It was a smaller, scruffier version of herself. The stray's fur was golden, just like Harper's. A little shaggy, but undeniably the same. Its eyes were wide and curious as the mirror image. Harper's in a way that made Anna gasp for air. She knelt down, her heart beating fast. Harper whispered, "Who is this?" as she looked between her dog and the newcomer. Harper waved her tail wildly around the stray as if she were a long-lost friend. The stray stepped back. Carefully forward, its step shaky but trusting. Anna put out her hand, and the puppy sniffed it, tentatively before giving the dog a small lick. "You're not just a random stray, are you?" Anna Ed looked at the dog's strange features. She saw that the stray didn't have a collar, and looked a little like Harper, a pang of pity mixed with curiosity. "Where'd you find this little one?" Harper, Anna asked, but the dog only barked once, as if it were trying to answer. As Anna led both dogs into the house, she started to feel uneasy. This wasn't a normal accident. Something about the stray felt off, like it had a story to tell. Anna took Harper and the stray into the living room, where they were met by a cozy area lit by the warm light of. She reached for a bowl, filled it with water, and set it down for the stray Harper. Harper was always a friendly one. The host moved the bowl closer to the new puppy and wiggled her tail as if to get the dog to drink. Stray dogs licked the water, looking for food. Anna knelt next to it and ran her fingers through it. Its hair was rough and messy, but she could see through the tangles, could feel the beginnings of a soft, healthy coat. "Poor thing," she said. "Where have?" She couldn't help but notice the little things because she was an artist. Stray had golden hair like Harper, eyes that looked like almonds, and a patch of white fur that matched. On its chest, the similarity was so strong that it was almost creepy. Harper sat next to Stray, with a defensive stance that seemed to say, "This is family." Anna took out her phone and took a few pictures of the two dogs, putting them next to each other with plans to post them on a local lost and found pet group. But as she looked at the pictures and had doubts about GW, the stray didn't look like a lost pet. It was too careful, and there was something about its bond with Harper that made it look like it had been on its own for a while, that felt more meaningful and deep that night as the two dogs curled up on. The bed for Harper was in the corner of the living room. Anna stayed up late to do research. She searched on online boards. She quickly filled her search pass with words like dog to find out how two dogs could look so much alike, getting siblings back together, and how to tell if two dogs are related. One story caught her eye. Stories about strays whose siblings found each other and got back together. Story after touching story of dogs from the same litter meeting again after years apart, brought together by some. Strange feeling Anna's heart skipped a beat. Could it be possible? Could Harper and the stray be siblings? Anna decided to find out the next morning, so she called a local animal shelter. Harper from a home where she had adopted her. "Hi, my name is Anna, and I adopted a golden retriever named Harper from your shelter about 2 years ago. I was asking if you knew anything about this, about her family history, like if she had brothers." The woman on the other end of the line, Lisa, We don't always have full records for dogs that come from overcrowded situations, but she was nice but hesitant. Lisa said they stay in shelters or are rescued from the streets. But let me look through our files and see if anything stands out. Anna stood there, her heart racing as she paced the room. Harper and the stray were watching her carefully from where they were sitting. The rug. And after what seemed like forever, both of their heads tilted at the same time. Lisa. Okay, here's what I found. She said Harper came to us as part of a rescue from an abandoned house where there were several dogs, including a litter of puppies that we took care of. We were able to save most of them, but we couldn't find all of the puppies. Harper may have had brothers who weren't saved. It caught Anna's breath, so this stray might have something to do with Harper. Lisa thought for a moment and then said, it's not impossible, but without DNA testing. There's no way to be sure. Anna hung up the phone, her thoughts abuzz. Harper looked over at the two dogs, who were now playing with one of her old chew toys. What do you think, Harper? Harper barked back. Is this your long-lost sibling? The stray joined in, as if repeating her. Feeling excited, Anna couldn't help but laugh. The sound made her feel better and helped her resolve to find out the truth. Anna decided to do what she needed to do next. She made an appointment for the stray at the nearby vet clinic. If we want to figure this out, we need to make sure you're healthy first, she told the dog as she scratched behind it. The stray dog leaned in to touch her, and its eyes closed in happiness. The visit went smoothly, but I learned that the stray is generally healthy. Martinez looked at the puppy and said it was a girl about 2 years old. Like Harper, Anna is too thin, but a healthy diet can fix that. Brought up the idea of a family link, and Dr. Martinez nodded. Thoughtfully, it's something that should be looked into. She said that if you want, we can do a DNA test, but it will cost a lot, but it will give you a clear answer. Anna didn't think twice. Let's do it, she said, her resolution growing when the vet swabbed the stray's face. Anna was both excited and scared. What if the test showed that she was pregnant? Suspicions? What would it mean for her and Harper, and could she still keep the STR if it didn't mean anything? In the evening, while they were waiting for the DNA findings, Anna started to see weak but clear links between the two. Like two dogs, they moved in sync with each other, from tilting their heads to waggling their tails. In perfect sync, they played together like they had known each other for a long time. Harper often let the stray win their games. Anna watched the tug-of-war matches on the couch with a mix of wonder and hope, no matter what the results were. After a week, she told herself, this little one belongs here. She's already part of our family. Anna got a call from Dr. Martinez, telling her that the DNA test results were ready. She shook as she answered Harper, and the stray was lying next to her at her feet. Hi, Anna, Dr. Martinez said. I have the results for you. Anna's heart beat fast, and Dr. Martinez stopped and said, be careful, but be warm. The two dogs are genetically a match. Anna heard the words and looked down at the two dogs. This hit her like a wave, now rubbing each other on the rug for fun. Are you sisters? She whispered, voice filled with awe. Yes, Dr. Martinez confirmed that they probably come from the same. Anna thanked the vet and hung up the phone, her mind full of feelings about one. On the one hand, the revelation was crazy. Harper had found her sister. Other, it made people wonder where the stray had been, how she had survived, and why she had come back. That night, Anna chose to post about what she had found on social media. She put up a picture of Harper and the stray being next to each other with a touching message 2 years ago. Harper is a golden retriever mix that she got from a local shelter last week. They found a stray cat that looks just like her, and DNA tests proved it. Sisters. I'm so thankful that these two found each other again. If anyone knows anything, please let me know. If you know anything about Stray's past, please get in touch. Let's put together her story. The story of the reunited quickly went viral, getting hundreds of comments and shares. People were fascinated by it. Sisters who shared similar ideas and gave each other support and help. Stories of pets making their way back to missing family members, while others just talked about how much they admired. Harper and the stray's bond. After a few days, Anna got a word from A. A woman named Lisa said she knew the stray dog. The message said, I think I might know this dog. Roamed near an old farm outside of town. My family and I fed her when we could. We called her Goldie because of her pretty coat, but we could never catch her. Anna's heart beat faster as she read the... She quickly replied, could this be the key to unlocking the stray's past? And set time to meet Lisa at the farm to find out more the next morning. Anna loaded Harper and the stray now. She got Goldie into her car and drove to the address Lisa had given her. The farm was hidden on a... They pulled into the driveway and saw the old barns and open fields bathed in the golden light of dawn. Lisa came out to meet them. When she saw the dogs, her kind eyes lit up. This is Goldie Lisa, she said softly as she knelt down to meet the stray Goldie. I slowly walked up to her, my tail moving slowly. I hadn't seen her in a while. Anna listened as she talked about how she used to come here a lot to look for food. As Lisa talked about the stray's looks, we always wondered where she came from. Lisa went on to say that she seemed shy but friendly, like she was used to being around people. Anna asked her, do you think she lived on a farm? Looking over the land, Lisa shook her head and said, the farm's been. She was left alone for years, but she may have been born close and stayed. Anna chose to check out the area with Harper and Goldie because it felt like a place she knew. They walked through the dogs eagerly sniffed every bush and blade of grass as they ran through the fields. As they got closer to one of the old barns, Goldie's ears perked up and she froze. Is it her, girl? Anna asked, following Goldie's look as she ran toward the... Harper followed the two dogs as they ran away through a gap, barking excitedly. Anna ran after them quickly through the worn-out wood, her heart racing inside the barn. It was dark and smelled like hay and damp wood. Goldie and Harper were walking around a pile of old blankets in the corner, barking and waggling their tails. Anna walked up slowly, her breath heavy. Goldie's litter caught her eye as she saw a faint carving on the wall above the blankets. 2019. The words were deeply carved into the worn wood, but they could still be read. She felt a chill go down her spine as she traced the carving. This was a sign. Lisa went into the barn just as the kittens were being left, maybe by someone who had taken care of them before the farm was abandoned. Later, I saw that her face was a mix of interest and wonder. I had never seen that before. She looked at the carving and said, whoever did this must have cared about those puppies. The find raised more. There were more questions than solutions, but Anna felt better knowing that Goldie and Harper's beginnings were connected to this. The golden light of the place took a deep breath as they left the barn. She felt like she had a new sense of purpose, and it wasn't just to give Goldie a safe and loving home. To honor the trip that brought these two sisters back together, Anna put a picture of Half-Right and Goldie next to her computer and started writing in her diary about their trip, as she thought about the turns and twists that had led them here. Sometimes life has a way of leading you where you need to go. We're meant to find, she wrote. Harper didn't just happen to find Goldie. They were meant to be together. Family is stronger than time or distance, and Harper has shown me what it means to bring her sister home. At home, things started to change between Harper and Goldie. At first, they were inseparable and had a close bond. As they got to know each other better, small differences in their personalities began to show. Harper was always happy to meet new people or play fetch in the yard. Goldie, on the other hand, was shy and quiet, stayed careful and quiet, often hiding in her favorite corner when she felt too much to handle. Anna watched the sisters talk to each other, and while they are amazed at how well they get along, they also feel a little worried about Goldie. It was clear that the stray had had a hard life. Even though she felt safe in Anna's house, her past had left her, scars that can be seen and ones that can't be seen. One morning, as Anna made breakfast, Goldie was walking near the back door. Her tail was down and she was moving quickly. Anna opened the door to let Harper out and asked, "Do you want to go outside?" Harper ran past her, eager to see what was outside. But Goldie hesitated, carefully sniffing the air before stepping onto the grass. Anna followed Goldie and watched as he did this, went to the farthest part of the yard, and pressed her nose against the fence. She seemed drawn to it. Harper jumped over and barked happily, as if she were looking for something, but Goldie didn't answer. She just stood there, That same day, Anna chose to reach out while looking into the distance with a tense body. To Dr. Martinez for help because Goldie seems uneasy, she said over the phone, "Please call her. She's eating and sleeping well. But something is wrong with the way she acts. It seems like she's still." Dr. Martinez looked for something and listened carefully before answering. Goldie might be taking some time to understand her new surroundings because she has had a rough past. Have you thought about getting behaviors to help her deal with her surroundings or try to make sense of it in light of her memories? Anna said yes and made a note to look into it. "I just want her to feel," Dr. Martinez said. "She will keep you safe and love you." Told her you'd give her another chance at life if she was patient. Over the next few weeks, she'll learn to trust and feel at home. Anna worked on making a schedule that would help both. To make the dogs feel safe, she planned regular walks, playtime, and quiet times. She would sit with Goldie and gently brush her fur, or just be there for her. Goldie slowly started to relax. During walks, she followed Harper's lead and wagged her tail more often. She even started playing fetch with them. As the sun went down one night, Anna saw something very interesting. Goldie and Harper were lying down, while they were curled up in a mirror image in the living room. Harper gave Goldie a gentle push with her. Goldie swatted back for the first time, and it was a small ball. Even though there were signs of improvement, this act gave Anna hope. There were still times when Goldie's past came back to haunt her. Heavy rain seemed to make her feel very anxious. During a storm one night, Anna found Goldie shaking under the table with her ears back and her eyes closed. Goldie, Anna said softly as she knelt down to her level, "It's okay." Her eyes were wide with fear. She put out her hand and let Goldie sniff it before gently rubbing Goldie's head. Harper patted over and lay down next to her. Anna cried when she saw her sister put her chin on Goldie's back. She was afraid Goldie wasn't there, but the sight made her cry. Harper was her only sister, and she seemed to understand her pain better than anyone else. Anna looked into ways to boost Goldie's confidence because she wanted to help her get over her fears. She taught Goldie ways to calm down, like playing soft music during storms and putting a weighted blanket over her. Make herself feel safe. She also talked to a local trainer who worked with stray dogs all the time. Elena, a kind woman, went to the house to check on Goldie. She's come a long way already. Elena saw as Goldie carefully approached her. The bond she has with Harper is amazing, she thought. That will help her feel better about herself. Anna and Elena made a training plan that was dedicated to. Harper was helped by positive feedback and slowly being exposed to Gold's triggers. She brought her playful energy to the sessions and used it to support her sister one. The big moment happened when they went to the park. It was a sunny afternoon, and the park was full of people. Harper ran ahead of families jogging and other dogs, as he always does, eager to explore. At first, Goldie stayed close to Anna. Her steps were shaky, so Elena told her to take it easy and walk next to them. "Set the pace," Anna said, giving Goldie plenty of time to get used to it slowly. The stray quickly calmed down. She sniffed the grass and watched the other dogs. She kept her space and even wagged her tail when a friendly Labrador came up to her. By the end of the trip, Goldie was walking along with Harper. Her ears were perked up, but she was calm, couldn't help but smile. That night, back at home, Anna thought about how far things had come. They made Goldie. She still had a long way to go, but she wasn't the shy stray that they found on there. She was a loved part of the family, and they were building a home together. Life full of love and trust. As Anna got ready for bed, she saw Harper and Goldie curled up with them again, and this time their breasts matched. Goldie continued to adjust, but she saw something that made her feel grateful and reminded her the power of family in all its forms. Anna started to notice small but constant problems in her new life that gave her a hint of how complicated Goldie's. This past morning, as I walked Harper and Goldie along a quiet neighborhood path, a runner wearing Goldie stopped in her tracks as a bright orange jacket walked up to her, gave a low growl. This was the first time Anna had seen her act this way. "Wait, easy," Goldie, Anna said as she knelt next to her and stroked Goldie's head. The dog's fur tried to calm her down, but its eyes stayed on the runner until he was well out of sight. Anna told Elena what happened. The trainer T was nothing like her Anna. She said she's usually very calm, but that runner or the bright jacket seemed to make her angry. Elena nodded thoughtfully. It's usual for rescue dogs to have things that make them act out because of bad memories. The way someone moves, or even just the smell of them could make her remember a bad thing that happened. These times and work on making her less sensitive to them. Anna felt bad for Goldie when she thought that her sweet dog might. Still being hurt by her past broke her heart. But she vowed to help Goldie get over her fears no matter how long it took. After some time, Harper started to show her own changes in behavior. She wasn't the only dog in the house anymore, and even though she loved her new sister, Anna saw times when Harper was getting envious when Anna paid more attention to Goldie during training or calmed her during storms. She would sometimes push her way between them, wanting her own attention. Anna knew she had to make sure both dogs felt loved. She started giving Harper extra attention. Anna was determined to find the right mix between taking her on walks by herself and playing their favorite games together. To keep peace in her small family, one evening as Anna sat on the couch, Harper and Goldie curled up on either side of her. She got a call from someone she didn't expect. The woman named Lisa said she volunteered at the shelter where Goldie was found. I just wanted to, Lisa said, check in and see how Goldie is doing. She's such a wonderful dog, and we were all rooting for her to discover a good home. Anna smiled, her heart full of thanks for what she's doing. Great CD's been hard to get used to, but she's come so far I can't believe it. Life without her, that's great to hear, Lisa responded. Goldie's story moved me. We all at the shelter know that she was found near an empty building site, watching over a small child. Anna caught her breath and said, "Puppy litter." Her mind was rushing. Lisa stated that the puppies were not there when she was called in, so it's possible that they were taken or got lost before we got there. Goldie was so protective. It was clear she had been taking care of them. The revelation put new light on Gold's actions. Gold was being very careful and anxious, and I couldn't help but wonder if that was because she had lost her puppies. The link between a mother and her child could not be broken, and Anna felt a renewed sense of duty to provide. Goldie with the love and safety she had lost that night, while Goldie put her to sleep. Anna put her head on her lap and said, "I'm so sorry for everything you've been through. I promise to take care of you, sweet girl," as we find out about Gold's past. Made Anna want to do something new. She started looking into local shelters and rescues and calling to see if any of. She knew there was a small chance that Goldie's puppies had been found, but she couldn't shake the thought of seeing them again. She told Harper the story while Goldie was with her lost family. "Your sister is a little hero, Anna." I scratched behind her ears and told her she would do anything to protect her kids. Now she's part of our family. Harper pushed Goldie closer and gave her a gentle push with her tail as if she understood everything she said. Her knows the next weekend, Anna got a call from a shelter in a nearby town. They had recently taken in a young dog that looks like one of Gold's puppies. The staff member said she is a bit bigger now, but her markings still match. Are a lot alike. Anna's heart was racing. Could it really be one of Goldie's? She quickly made plans to go to the shelter with Goldie to see if the two dogs could recognize each other when Anna and Goldie got to the rescue. They were shown to a fenced-in play area where a young, active dog was living. While we waited, a worker told us that we've been calling her Daisy because she's so cute. Goldie is friendly with people but has been a little shy around other dogs. When she saw Daisy, she reacted right away. She stopped moving, her ears perked up and her tail wagging slowly. Daisy, on the other hand, at first, but as Goldie got closer, she seemed more sure of herself, and the two dogs sniffed her. They slowly moved toward each other before Daisy let out a small, excited bark. Anna watched in amazement as Goldie's mood changed. She became lively and wagged her tail. She and Daisy started to circle each other quickly, and their moves were almost like a dance. It was clear that they were having As Anna got ready to bring Daisy home, she felt a bond that went beyond words. Couldn't help but be amazed at how lucky everything was. Goldie had already brought them so much love. They had been together for a long time and were now adding Daisy to their family. Happy and difficult at the same time. Anna carefully introduced Daisy to the Goldie and Harper had plenty of room and time to get used to their new home, and Goldie seemed thrilled to have. Harper's response to the new puppy was more reserved. She watched it with some curiosity, creeping out. When Daisy vents Ed too close, Anna knew it would take time to get the three dogs to get along. Set up a strict schedule so that no one would feel like they were being picked on. Meal times were planned so that each dog had its own. Playtime in a set spot was watched to make sure it was fair, and Anna spending time with each dog on her own to build her bond with them. Goldie seemed to take on the role of Daisy's protection. She followed Daisy around all the time as if she was afraid to lose her again at night. Instead of, Goldie decided to sleep next to Daisy in the cozy corner that Anna had set up for them, while curled up on her usual bed in Anna's room. Meanwhile, Harper, the younger dog, went to her regular spot to watch the two. Anna was sorting laundry in the living room one afternoon when she saw them. She was interested and a little jealous. I saw Harper sitting by the window, her eyes fixed on Goldie and Daisy playing in the yard. She was tensed up. Anxiousness was clear in Anna's slightly cocked ears as she knelt next to Harper. Harper leaned into her and stroked her fur. "Girl, do you feel left out?" she asked quietly. Anna's touch let out a small sigh. "You're still my special girl," she said. "But now that we have more children, I need your help to make it work." Harper seemed to get it when she licked Anna's hand and wagged her tail a little. Anna decided it was time to seek to strengthen the bond between Harper and Daisy. She began by involving Harper in. Harper started to calm down as Daisy praised her for being patient and calm during training. Even though Anna started playing with Daisy a few times and the two dogs became closer, she couldn't shake the Goldie was holding on to something deeper, Daisy thought. She often saw Goldie looking at Daisy with a mix of love and sadness, as if remembering the puppies. She couldn't say Anna's heart hurt for her close friend, and she didn't know how to help her get better. During a phone call with Elena, Anna told Goldie about her worries. Thinks she's happy with Daisy, but there's still sadness in her eyes? Since she's still sad about her other puppies, Elena probably said that dogs can grieve like people do, even though she has Daisy back. She may still feel the loss of the others. Giving her a safe, loving home is the best thing you can do. Let her work things out on her own time. Anna thanked them. Elena was determined to give Goldie the comfort she needed, so she started spending quiet time with her. She made a habit to sit with Goldie in the evenings while Harper and Daisy played. She would stroke Goldie's. As the weeks went by, they would pet her hair and talk to her in soothing tones, telling her she was safe and loved. A change started to happen between Harper and Daisy. They became closer and played together more often. Goldie seemed to calm down naturally as she watched her family grow closer. Could see that the dogs' love and trust for each other grew every day. But the path wasn't always easy. Challenges. On a windy night, Anna woke up to the sound of Goldie crying. Goldie was pacing near the back door, her nervous eyes darting to the window where the rain was lashing. Thunder shook the house every once in a while, and Anna kneeled next to Goldie and wrapped her arms around her. "Goldie," she whispered to her shaking body. "It's okay, girl. You're safe here." Leaned into Anna, but she was still restless. Harper and Daisy, feeling her distress, cautiously approached Harper. Daisy sat close by and wiggled her tail softly, as if she were going to kiss Goldie on the side. Anna cried when she saw the dogs try and calm Goldie. It was like the dogs knew how much pain Goldie was in and were trying to help. They did what they could to help her, and Anna stayed with them all night, making a warm nest for her. That seemed to calm Gold's nerves, and the storm was over by morning, and some of the tension that had been building up in the family went away. Goldie's steps were lighter, and her relationships with. As Anna watched Daisy and Harper, she felt more at ease, and she had new hope for their mixed family. She was making dinner when she heard a happy noise in the garden. She went outside and saw all three dogs playing together. As they chased each other around in loops, Goldie and Dee stopped for a quick kiss. Their tails were wagging so fast. Anna left her heart and went back to the game while Harper barked happily, her eyes shining with joy. Seeing her family made her eyes swell up. "Look at my beautiful family," she said out loud. The dogs ran away. Harper touched her hand, and Daisy licked it as they showered her with love. Goldie pressed her head against Anna's leg and kissed her on the cheek. Anna realized at that moment how grateful she was that they had come such a long way. It wasn't easy, but every problem they faced brought them closer together. Daisy found her mother, and Harper loved her new role as a sister, and the bond she shared with her was impossible to break, a testament to the strength of love, patience, and couldn't help but feel her heart beat faster as her life began to settle into a happy rhythm. Goldie felt proud that her small family of 3 dogs had gotten stronger and that they were stronger together. Regained a lot of her confidence, Daisy's youthful energy made their days better, and Harper, who had been hesitant at first, had fully enjoyed being the bigger, smarter sister. But she couldn't help but be curious about, in Anna's mind, were there other parts of Goldie's past that would one day be found? Anna was reading her emails when she came across a message from Lisa, the shelter worker who had first told Anna about Goldie's case. Background: the subject line said, "New lead on Goldie's story." This made Anna's heart skip a beat. Her heart raced as she opened the email and saw the words, "Hi, Anna. I hope you enjoyed Goldie, and I hope the rest of your pack is doing well. I have some interesting news to share. A local rescue group recently got in touch with us about a dog they found near the building site where Goldie was found. The dog has the same markings as Goldie, and thoughts quickly went to Anna. Could this be the dog that was related to Goldie? Would you be interested in meeting him?" Of Goldie's missing puppies, she answered right away, saying she could not wait to meet the dog and find out more. 2 days later, Goldie rode shotgun with Anna as she drove to the rescue group's building. The normally calm dog seemed unusually alert. She perked up her ears and wagged her tail a little as they got closer to their goal. It was like she could feel it, which made this trip different. At the rescue, Anna was met by a nice woman named Teresa, who led her to A, a sleek, medium-sized dog with fur that looked like Goldie stood inside the pen, shakily next to the fence. "We've been calling her Luna," Teresa said. She's wary at first, but sweet once she gets to know you. We found her walking near the site, and based on how she was acting, we think she might have been part of a pack." Goldie's response was strong and quick. She stopped and stared at Luna with wide eyes and a furious wag of her tail. She let out a soft, high-pitched bar. Luna responded with a sound Anna had never heard from her before. Her ears perked up as she carefully walked toward Anna. Teresa opened the gate on the fence so that the 2 dogs could meet. Goldie and Luna quickly sniffed each other. They were shy at first, but soon they were circling each other happily, tails wagging and noses nuzzling. Anna watched. She was so shocked that tears came to her eyes. It was clear that the 2 dogs knew each other as Anna signed the papers to adopt Luna. She couldn't help but feel a range of feelings. They were happy to see Goldie again with another family member, but the questions about her past grew. Goldie and her puppies had been left behind more than ever. Why had they been left? Puppies might still be out there back at home. Luna's arrival caused more changes. At first, Harper was wary. Goldie was in her element when she stuck out, while Daisy eagerly tried to make friends with the newbie. Luna shared with Anna that she felt close to her and showed her around the house and yard as if they were old friends. Goldie tilts her head the same way when she's interested and likes to sleep in the same cozy corner of the... Luna had her own fears, though. She shook when she heard loud bangs, and she avoided some parts of the yard as if they reminded her of her time living on the streets. She was determined to help Luna get used to her new home. Anna asked Eleanor for help because she feels torn between being happy and scared. Anna told Eleanor she'll play with Daisy and Goldie, but then she runs away and hides. Elena suggested making Luna a safe place to be. Anna changed a corner of the living room into a quiet place where she could go when she felt stressed. She turned her room into a cozy haven with soft blankets and toys. She also started using relaxing. Luna relaxes with things like soft music and sprays with lavender in them. Even though there were problems, Luna started to settle in. Each day she became more confident, and her bond with Goldie went on to say that the 2 dogs were constantly seen lying next to each other. Harper also got to know Luna better by sitting next to her or playing with a toy together. Anna was hesitant at first, but as the four dogs lounged together one evening, she felt a maternal urge. Wave of thanks. Her home was fuller and happier than ever, and she could see the bond between her canine friends. But Goldie's past secret wouldn't go away. Late one night, Anna found herself looking at the papers Teresa had given her about saving Luna. One of the papers had a blurry picture of Luna's body. Picture of the empty building site. In the corner, you could just barely make out a spray-painted name and logo. Anna didn't know, but she decided to look into it on her laptop. I typed the name into a search engine and found that the construction business had closed down years ago. The story said that the site had been used illegally as a place to dump animals by a shady breeder who was trying to stay away from the police. Anna's heart sank when she understood how bad what, after all that Goldie and her puppies had been through. Anna decided to do more. She contacted Lisa and Teresa and suggested together, they planned a neighborhood event to bring attention to animals that had been abandoned or abused. The event was a big success. It had adoption drives, educational talks, and a fundraiser for local shelters, making people aware of the situation of rescued animals and honoring their strength. Goldie, Daisy, Luna, and Harper even made a special showing, and their story moved a lot of people as Anna felt peaceful as she watched her dogs converse with guests. It had been a long time coming to this point. Goldie's story. It had been hard at times, but also very satisfying. The days turned into weeks, and it wasn't just about staying alive. It was also about love, healing, and the power of second chances. Luna loved her new life with Anna and the other dogs. She was no longer afraid of them and played freely in the yard. She was happy as she played tug-of-war with Daisy or chased Harper through the yard, Gold's mother. Anna's senses grew stronger as she took care of Luna. Her bond with the younger dog was stronger than ever, but Anna couldn't let them go. It was hard to shake the feeling that there was more to learn about Goldie's strange past. One afternoon while Anna, as she cleaned out the shed, she found a box full of old pictures and papers from her first marriage. Visit to the shelter. Goldie's original intake form was among them. It was filled out with notes about her health and the location where she was found. Anna was interested and chose to go back to the place where Goldie's journey had started. She put Luna and Goldie in the car in the hopes that the trip would bring her closer to. Before they knew the whole story, Harper and Daisy watched from the window with wagging tails as Anna promised to come back. Soon, it was quiet on the way to the empty building site. Goldie and Luna were sitting next to each other in the back seat when they got there. The spot was full of weeds, and the skeleton was already there. Half-built buildings stood as a stark reminder of how badly the area had been cared for. Anna walked slowly through the area. There were dogs by her side, looking for anything that could help them figure out what Goldie did before she was saved. As they walked, Luna suddenly stopped moving. Her ears perked up and her nose twitched. Goldie did the same thing, but her tail went up to look alert. Both dogs seemed to be focused on Anna slowly walked toward the site, her heart racing as she saw a piece of a wall that was falling apart near the far end. A small metal tag was partly buried in the dirt. When she picked it up, she brushed off the dirt to show a faded but readable message. Name. Everbright Kennels. She felt sick to her stomach when she recognized the name from her earlier research into the shady grower linked to the site. Anna took a picture of the tag with her phone and decided to find out more. The background of the kennel. She called Lisa and Teresa to tell them what she had found and asked if they had seen any other dogs like it. The next day, Lisa called Anna with some shocking news about dogs that were linked to Everbright Kennels. She looked through our records and found that Goldie wasn't the only dog we had saved from that area. Around the same time, more come through. Some were quickly accepted, but some may still be in foster care. Anna's heart jumped at the thought of it. Can you help me find them? She asked hopefully. Lisa agreed. Anna spent the rest of the day getting ready, saying she would send over contact information for the foster homes, herself for the possible reunion, and was curious about how Goldie and Luna would respond to meeting more members of. The next weekend, Anna planned to visit one of the foster homes with their pack. She brought Goldie and Luna with her. As they jumped into the car, their excitement was clear. When they got there, an older woman named Margaret who had been taking care of a beautiful black dog named Shadow, was very. Margaret led them to the backyard, where the dog was lying in the sun. At first he was shy, but he's come a long way since then. As soon as Goldie and Luna walked up to Shadow the black dog, their tails started wagging very fast, first carefully sniffing before recognizing his old packmates. What happened next was a whirlwind of wagging tails. Tails barking and circling happily, Margaret watched in shock and tears. With tears running down her face, Margaret said in a deep voice, "This is unbelievable." I always felt sad when I thought about whether Shadow had family out there, and Anna couldn't help but smile as she watched the dogs talk to each other again. "It looks like they were meant to be together again," she said softly. As they drove home with Shadow, Anna couldn't help but be amazed at how well the two dogs got along. Harper and Daisy were happy to welcome Shadow into their growing family at home, even though they were planning to adopt him. Within days, they were excited to meet Shadow and licked him from head to toe with their tails moving into the pack, his calm attitude going well with the others' lively personalities. At the same time, Anna continued, in order to bring attention to the plight of rescue dogs, she got in touch with local reporters and told them about the amazing story of Goldie and her family getting back together. Hearts' story set off a wave to show support for rescue groups in the area. Gifts poured in and more. One evening, as Anna sat in the living room with her family, people signed up to help with shelter activities. Dogs. She thought about how much had changed since Goldie came into her life as a shy, underfed dog. Brought home, had grown into a strong and loving head of her pack. Each dog had its own personality, their history and stories, but they had built a family on love, trust, and Goldie, who was now lying on the couch next to Anna, let out a happy sigh. Luna was curled up next to her feet while Shadow and Harper dozed off next to the fireplace. Daisy, who was always up for a game, Hannah stroked Goldie's hair while she lay on her back and stared at the air, heart full of thanks. "Girl, you've come so far, haven't you?" Goldie turned her head to look at her. As the fire crackled, Amber locked eyes with Anna and gave her a look that seemed to say, "We've come this far together." The soft sounds of sleeping dogs filled the room, and Anna felt a deep sense of peace. She was on a trip with Goldie and her. Not only did Pack save animals, but it was also about making family and finding happiness in the strangest places. Even though Goldie's pack was growing and Anna was happy to see old friends, she couldn't get rid of a goring. She felt like she had unfinished business because the metal tag from Everbright Kennels kept coming back to haunt her. She knew that that Goldie's whole past story be told was important for her own peace of mind and to draw attention to the systemic neglect linked to the breeding business. One night, Anna was scrolling through her phone when she came across as she read the news story about continuing investigations into illegal breeding facilities, her heart raced. Everbright Kennels said the study detailed years of alleged abuse, false records and cases of abandoned dogs that matched Goldie's health. Anna asked Lisa to put her in touch with anyone interested in the project when she first found her. In just a few days, Anna was on a Zoom call with a writer named Mark who had been following the Everbright story for months. Goldie's case could be the key to figuring out what's going on. Mark explained his voice stable but tense. "If we can prove her link to Everbright and find others like her, could shut them down for good. What can I do to help?" Anna asked her. Clear. Mark thought for a moment before answering. "We'll need evidence, documents, witnesses, or even former workers who are willing to testify. Have you seen anything fishy or strange about?" Goldie Anna gave it some thought before she said that she had found other dogs through Lisa. Some of them might still be together. Claimed to have microchips from Everbright. She asked, "Would that help Mark?" His eyes lit up. "Without a doubt. If we can track those microchips back to Everbright, it will change the game and give us a new reason to work hard." Anna began working with Lisa and other foster families to find out more about dogs that had been saved from the area. She also set up an appointment with the vet to check Goldie, Luna, and Shadow for microchips, hoping that their histories could give important proof that the vet visit caused mixed feelings. Gold's microchip was still whole, but the records that went with it were probably missing or had been changed during. Luna's chip wasn't listed with the breeding operation, but Shadow's had A. Anna sent Fane a contact number for Everbright Kennels that was out of date. The results to Mark, who promised to look into it further. In the meantime, Anna was having a hard time with the problem. If she should let her dogs be a part of the court case, putting them through possible stress and public attention. Or should she keep them away from the chaos? Even though she knows it could slow down the investigation, one night as Anna sat on the porch and watched the dogs play in the yard, she told her close friend and neighbor Carol, "I just want what's best for them." Anna asked, her voice heavy with fear. They've been through so much already. What if this brings more trouble? It made them think of bad times, so Carol put a comforting hand on Anna's shoulder. "Anna, you've given them a safe and loving home, so they'll trust you no matter what you decide. But think about the other dogs. Still out there? What if what you do could save them?" Anna nodded because she knew Carol was right. It wasn't just Goldie, Luna, or Shadow. It was all animals stuck in the same cruel system they had gotten away from. It was a turning point when Mark called Anna with a shocking new story. As for the former Everbright worker who wants to speak out, they said they need to stay anonymous for safety reasons. Goldie specifically said that Anna's was one of the toughest and most resilient dogs they'd ever seen. I gasped. What did they say about her, that she looked out for the younger dogs? Mark said that they called her the guardian even when she was hurt. It sounded like she saved lives. Anna's eyes filled with tears. When she looked at Goldie, who was sitting on the porch steps, her amber eyes looked around the yard like a real spy. Anna asked the guardian, "What do you need from me?" Her voice stayed steady even though she was feeling upset. Mark then laid out the next steps, taking video clips of the dogs to record their recovery journeys and sending in statements about their behavior and health. And he also told Anna to get ready for possible job interviews. The next week, Anna spent putting together everything she could find about her story because it could help the case against Everbright. Filmed Goldie and her pack enjoying their new life to show how they went from being neglected rescues to. She also worked closely with Lisa and Teresa, gathering to make their family stronger. Hearing similar stories from other foster families sped up the investigation, with Mark's reports drawing. People paid attention, and animal welfare groups jumped on board. Calling for justice for the dogs who had been hurt by constant neglect, donations poured in, allowing shelters too, even though they were making progress. Anna couldn't help them grow their business and save more animals in danger. Goldie seemed to be able to ignore the growing stress in her home, to feel the weight of the situation. She stayed close to Anna and gave her a soft touch, a steady source of comfort, while Luna and Shadow showed small signs of unease. Their playful energy had died down, and Anna knew she had to reassure her. Pack one night, when they were all in the living room together, she spoke softly to her. That voice was full of love and determination. "I know things have been a little different lately," she said. "I'm petting Goldie's fur, but I promise that everything I'm doing is to help you." Others like you, Goldie, kissed Anna on the hand, her warm eyes showing understanding it was a small but powerful way to remind them that their bond would never break, no matter what. Next, as the public's anger at Everbright grew, Anna was asked to appear on a local news show segment to tell Goldie's story. It was a scary thought, but Anna knew it was the right thing to do. She couldn't miss the chance, so she carefully practiced her words, determined to show how important the situation was. While Anna honored the strength of her beloved dogs, the stage was set for the most important part of her fight for justice, a moment that would test her bravery and devotion to the animals she loved on the interview day. There was a mix of excitement and unease in the air when Anna woke up early. Goldie curled up next to the bed, her heart racing as she thought about the things she wanted to say. If Anna felt the stress of the day coming on, she reached down and stroked her, finding comfort in her loyal friend we've got. Goldie wagged her tail to reassure her in a quiet way. By late morning, Anna was dressed and ready to go. With her nerves almost under control, she put on her best business clothes, something she hadn't done in years, and made sure there were notes in Goldie's bag, and she sat by the door, alert and watchful, as if she knew she was a part of. The plan was that Anna would call the shelter earlier, confirm that the officer who had hurt Goldie would be there. agreed to let her tell her story in a staff meeting, which gave her a rare chance to face the problem head-on. When Anna walked into the shelter, Goldie trotted up next to her. Her leash was loose, but her posture was alert, so the staff knew she was welcome. Anna warmly, but there was tension in the room that could be felt. Some people looked at Goldie and knew who she was. From guilt to interest, people in the back of the room showed a range of emotions. Officer sat with his back straight and his eyes fixed on Goldie Anna. Presentation by introducing herself and Goldie. She then told the story of how she met Goldie and how she had changed from a scared stray to a confident friend, and how the shelter's carelessness caused the dog to suffer as she. When she spoke, the feeling she had been holding in for a long time made her voice stronger. Anna looked around the room and said, "I want to make one thing clear. It's not about who is to blame, but about who is responsible. Dogs like Goldie depend on us to be their advocates. Protectors when we fail them. They pay the price." Goldie sat calmly at her feet. Her steady presence, lending weight to Anna's words of staff members, shifted uncomfortably, some nodding in agreement. While others avoided eye contact, finally Anna turned her attention to the officer, who sat motionless, his jaw tight. "I'd like to hear from you," Anna said, her voice measured but firm. "Why did you spray her that day? What were you thinking?" The room fell silent, all eyes turned to the officer, whose face flushed under the scrutiny. He cleared his throat, his voice hesitant, as he began to speak. "I thought she was a threat," he said, his gaze flickering toward Goldie. "She was growling, and I panicked. I didn't think, I just reacted." Anna nodded, her expression unreadable. "And do you see her as a threat now?" The officer shook his head, his voice barely above a whisper. "No, I was wrong. I see that now." Anna took a deep breath, steadying herself. "We all make mistakes. What matters is how we learn from them. Goldie isn't just a dog. She's a testament to resilience and forgiveness, but it's up to us to create a system that doesn't rely on their ability to forgive us." The officer looked down, his hands clasped tightly in his lap. "I want to make it right," he said. "I don't know how, but I want to." Anna softened, sensing his sincerity. "You can start by joining me. Let's work together to ensure this never happens again." Goldie's story can be a turning point, not just for her, but for every dog that comes through these doors. A room buzzed with quiet murmurs. Staff members exchanged glances, some nodding in agreement. The officer looked up, meeting Anna's gaze with a tentative but determined expression. "Okay," he said, "I'm in." Anna smiled, a sense of relief washing over her. She looked down at Goldie, who wagged her tail as if she too sensed a shift. "This is only the beginning," Anna said, addressing the room. "Goldie's story isn't just about what happened. It's about what we choose to do next." As the meeting concluded, Anna felt a newfound sense of hope. The shelter director approached her, thanking her for her courage and inviting her to lead a series of workshops with the staff. The officer lingered, asking if he could spend time with Goldie to understand her better. Anna agreed, watching as Goldie cautiously sniffed his outstretched hand before giving him a tentative lick. Outside the shelter, Anna knelt beside Goldie, wrapping her arms around her loyal companion. "You did it, girl," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Who you changed hearts today." Goldie licked Anna's cheek, her tail wagging in a steady rhythm of joy. Together they walked back to the car, the weight of the past replaced by the promise of a brighter future. As Anna drove home from the shelter, the events of the day replayed in her mind. The emotions were still raw, but she felt a deniable sense of accomplishment. Goldie lay quietly in the back seat, her head resting on her paws, as if she too understood the gravity of what had just unfolded. The confrontation had marked a turning point, but Anna knew it was just the beginning. Change was never immediate. It required persistence and dedication for Goldie. However, this day marked a moment of justice, a recognition of her suffering and triumph. Anna glanced in the rear view mirror, her eyes meeting Goldie's war-warm, trusting gaze. "You're incredible, you know that," Anna murmured, her voice filled with emotion. Goldie wagged her tail gently in response. The bond between them stronger than ever. That evening, Anna and Goldie sat together on the porch, watching the sun dip below the horizon. The quiet hum of the crickets filled the air, a soothing backdrop to the whirlwind of thoughts racing through Anna's mind. Her phone buzzed, and she saw a message from the shelter director. "Director, thank you again for today. Your words left a mark on all of us. Let's schedule the first workshop next week." Anna smiled, the message a small but significant victory She set the phone down, turning her attention to Goldie. Looks like we'll be. Busy girl, you're going to help us teach people how amazing dogs like you can be. Goldie's ears perked up at Anna's voice, and she leaned into her side. A picture of contentment, the peace of the moment, was interrupted by the crunch of gravity in the driveway. Anna looked up to see the officer from the shelter stepping out of his car, holding a small box in his hands. Anna stood, her heart pounding. Goldie, sensing the tension, stayed close by her side, but didn't bark. The officer approached slowly, his expression contrite. I hope I'm not intruding, he began, his voice unsure. I wanted to apologize properly. Anna crossed her arms, her gaze steady. You already did that today. What's this about? The officer hesitated before holding out the box. It's something for Goldie. I thought it might be a small step toward making amends. Anna took the box, cautiously opening it to reveal a custom leather collar with Goldie's name embossed in gold lettering. Her breath caught as she ran her fingers over the intricate craftsmanship. It's beautiful, Anna said, softly, glancing at the officer. But it's going to take more than this to make things right. I know, he said, his voice earnest. That's why I'm here. I want to help with the workshops. I've been thinking about what you said today. And you're right, we need to do better. I need to do better. Anna studied him for a long moment, weighing his words. Finally, she nodded. If you're serious about this, I'll hold you to it. But it's going to take more than just showing up. You need to truly listen and learn. The officer nodded, his expression determined. I will, and thank you for giving me the chance. Anna extended her hand, and he shook it firmly. Goldie stepped forward, her nose twitching as she sniffed at his boots. The officer knelt, his movement slow and deliberate, and held out his hand. Anna, surprised, Goldie licked at her tail, wagging. Cautiously, she forgives you, Anna said, her voice tinged with emotion. But don't take that lightly. I won't, he promised, standing and giving Goldie one last look before turning back to his car. Thank you again for everything. As his car disappeared down the driveway, Anna turned to Goldie, fastening the new collar around her neck. It suits you, she said, admiring the way the gold lettering caught the fading light. You deserve this, and so much more. Later that night, as Anna lay in bed, her thoughts returned to the journey she and Goldie had taken together, from the terrified stray huddled on her porch to the confident companion who had inspired change. Goldie had become a symbol of resilience and hope. Their story wasn't just about survival. It was about transformation, forgiveness, and the enduring bond between humans and animals. Anna reached out to stroke Goldie, who was curled up at her feet, her breathing soft and steady. We're going to make a difference, Goldie, she whispered. Together, we're going to change the way people see dogs like you. Goldie shifted in her sleep, a soft sigh escaping her lips for the first time in what felt like forever. Anna felt a profound sense of peace. Their fight wasn't over, but they were no longer alone. With each step forward, they were paving the way for a better future. Not just for Goldie, but for every dog in need of a second chance. The days that followed marked the beginning of a new chapter for Anna and Goldie. Word of Goldie's story spread quickly, drawing attention from local news outlets and animal advocacy groups. Anna found herself overwhelmed by messages of support, volunteers eager to help, and donations pouring in to support the workshops she had envisioned in their quiet town. A ripple effect began. People who had never given much thought to stray dogs started to see them in a new light, not as nuisances, but as creatures deserving of compassion and care. Goldie, with her gentle demeanor and resilience, became the face of this movement, attending events and workshops alongside Anna, who shared their story with passion and authenticity. The workshops were a resounding success, held at community center, schools, and even the local police station. They attracted people from all walks of life. Anna spoke candidly about her journey with Goldie, showing before and after photos that highlighted the transformative power of love and trust. One evening, as Anna prepared for another workshop, a knock at her door startled her. She opened it to find the officer standing there, a sheepish smile on his face. I didn't want to interrupt, but I wanted to give you this, he said, handing her a folder. It's a proposal for a new training program for officers focused on humane interactions with stray animals. Anna took the folder, flipping through its pages, her chest swelled with pride as she read the detailed plans, complete with suggestions for community involvement and partnerships with local shelters. This is incredible, she said, her voice thick with emotion. Thank you for taking this seriously. The officer nodded, his expression earnest. I Have you and Goldie to thank for opening my eyes. I hope this can be a step toward making amends." Anna smiled, shaking his hand. "It's a step in the right direction." The proposal was soon adopted with officers undergoing training sessions led by Anna, and shelter staff Goldie often accompanied her, demonstrating the reward of patience and kindness. Slowly but surely the community began to shift, its call-eyed mindset evolving toward empathy and understanding. One sunny afternoon, Anna and Goldie took a walk through the park, their favorite retreat after busy weeks of workshops and events. As they strolled along the path, Anna noticed families playing, children laughing, and dogs chasing balls, many of them rescues that had found loving homes. Through their efforts, Goldie trotted happily by Anna's side, her new collar gleaming in the sunlight. Passers-by often stopped to greet her, some even recognizing her from the local news. Goldie, ever gentle and trusting, wagged her tail at each encounter, her soulful eyes conveying gratitude and joy. As they rounded a bend, Anna spotted a familiar figure sitting on a bench. It was the officer tossing a ball for a sprightly mixed-breed dog. He looked up and waved, motioning for Anna and Goldie to join him. "I adopted her a few weeks ago," he said, gesturing to the dog. "Meet Luna." Gold approached Luna cautiously, the two dogs sniffing each other before breaking into playful bows. Anna laughed, watching the dogs dart around the grassy field. "She's perfect," Anna said, turning to the officer. "You've come a long way." "So have you," he replied, his voice sincere. "You and Goldie have made a difference here." Anna nodded, her gaze fixed on the dogs. It's amazing what love and a little faith can do. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the park, Anna felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment. What had started as a single act of kindness had blossomed into a movement that transformed lives, Goldie's, her own, and countless others back at home. That evening, Anna settled onto the porch swing, Goldie curled up beside her. The air was filled with the soothing sounds of crickets and the occasional hoot of an owl. Anna sipped her tea, reflecting on the journey that had brought them to this moment. "I never could have imagined this," she murmured, scratching Goldie behind the ears. "You've shown me what it means to be brave, to fight for what's right, and to never give up." Goldie wagged her tail in response, her eyes half closed in contentment. In the stillness of the night, Anna felt a profound sense of gratitude for the challenges that had shaped her, the connections she had forged, and the unwavering loyalty of the dog who would become her partner in this journey. As the stars dotted the sky, Anna whispered a quiet promise to Goldie. "We'll keep going, girl, together. We'll keep making a difference. The world might not change overnight, but Anna knew that with Goldie by her side, they could create a brighter future, one paw print at a time." If you found Anna and Goldie's story inspiring, we'd love for you to join us in spreading the message of kindness and compassion. Don't forget to subscribe for more incredible tales of resilience and hope. And if you're ready for another heartwarming journey, click on the next video. It's one you don't want to miss.